but also developing a community wherever you go is a must. Like I think back to when you were in the hospital, Taji, because it was COVID times, Taji couldn't be in the hospital. She couldn't stay. And if we didn't have the community that we had, which we had literally only built a few weeks prior, if we didn't have that community, like, I don't know where Taji would have stayed.
Hey guys, I'm AJ.
I'm Shanique.
I'm Tazi.
So in 2018, we quit our jobs to travel the world and live a freedom lifestyle.
We wanted to share our journey with you.
So welcome to the family.
Hey family,
What's good?
Welcome back to another video. It's Shanique and AJ.
Yeah, man.
Again, FroFamilyTravels.
Yeah, man.
Today I want to talk about mistakes that other people make
Oh God.
when they become digital nomads. So common digital nomad mistakes that we see other people making. Last time it was about us, but this time we're going to talk about mistakes that people be making. Alright, first one. Ignoring local customs.
Oh yeah, Charlie. Honestly, listen, man. If you're gonna go to somewhere, respect the place. I'm saying with a K.
It should go without saying. It should be
place.
said. I'm talking about like local customs. So
Yes.
when it's like, there was a video going around of some woman climbing Chichen Itza.
Oh goodness, that's
Like-
a sacred place.
Yeah.
Why are you doing that?
Disrespecting, climbing ancient structures.
I remember one time in Dubai, people in the Emirates, people know that you're not supposed to do certain things. One of my main concerns when I was going to Dubai for
I
honeymoon,
was a bit shook, man.
man, ow, shook
That,
it.
like public displays of affection.
I'm
We
like,
were
don't hold my hand, fam. It's like, but we're married, it's okay. I'm like, I don't care until I reach
you
there.
really did
I'm
not.
like, you're
And
gonna
especially,
be.
I think because I hadn't got my passport changed to my married name
Yeah.
because we just got married. So it
I'm
was
like, no ankles are showing. I don't care. I'm not sweating over there, fam.
Yeah, no.
And then
Respect cultures.
I
man.
went there and it was completely
It was
different
cool.
because
It
the
was
prince is developing the place in such a way to attract a lot of tourists. So you understand that there are people who have different customs. So Dubai is very different from Emirates, very different. So it's more relaxed.
When you say Emirates.
United Arab State, you know, all the other countries.
Oh, but it's a park. You said it's different, so. it's
Yeah,
like-
but it was created as a tourist destination. So the customs and the laws there are slightly more relaxed.
Yeah. But yeah, no, if you're gonna go to a place, respect the culture, respect the norms.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. And it is technically something we had to kind of learn a little bit as well. Like one of the sayings is that we've heard is you have to take the country as it is.
Oh,
And I'm even talking more than just being a tourist and going and visiting. I'm talking about like when you want to go and move to a place, like don't go and say, why aren't they doing it like this? Oh, they should be better at this by now. Or, you know, what's with the customer service? What's with this? What's with this? And it's like you have to take the country for what it is.
Yeah.
It is not your job to go and improve what you think is an improvement for a country.
And which country you're going to, because most of the recovering countries, remember that the barbarians, they already have how many 100,000 of years to perfect their system based on what they went into other people's countries and ruined and took from them. So, you know, you're used to a certain customs because the barbarians created that system for you. Just saying.
And off of the backs of those very people
Just saying.
is why you enjoy the conveniences that you have now.
Just saying.
So if it takes people a little bit longer to bring your order,
Relax yourself, man. Get a spliff or something like that and
or
just...
don't, if you choose not to partake.
Or get some brownies and just take the edge off, you know? You left your country
Patience, man.
to go to a different place to enjoy, remember, to experience and to enjoy that other place. So why are you bringing your expectation from your home country or your adopted home country to this new place?
And we gotta learn to celebrate differences. If
Yeah,
everything
man.
was the same as it was back in
Boring,
London,
man.
what would be the point in living in the
Exactly.
first place, right?
I want to see everything different from London.
Number 2, overlooking visa requirements.
Hey, Charlie, listen, you will be stopped at the border. I tell you, hey.
Don't do it.
Listen, when we went to, was it Colombia?
Okay, go on.
Sorry, listen, them people there, if you don't have the T's and the I's dotted across, you will not get in. And even if it's their problem.
Yeah, we were trying to get out.
And we were trying
she
to get
didn't even want to let us
you
out.
ain't leaving this country.
They didn't want to let us out. And the thing is, we hadn't actually even done anything wrong. We were getting out.
System.
So what it was is we were leaving Colombia, we were going to Mexico, and she wanted to know how long we were going to be staying in Mexico. We only had a tourist visa for Mexico, or we were going in as tourists, so 6 months is generally how long you're allowed to stay in the country without residency. So we were planning to stay 6 months, and then we would then go on, and we had flights. We actually did have flights tickets
because we were smart enough to make sure that we had a flight booked, because that was one of the tricks of the trade. You have to think carefully. If they see that you have another flight booked, then they'll be like, okay, so
but this is the thing. No, she wasn't.
No, she didn't accept
it. She didn't. She was like counting the days. She was like, you're going to be 2 days over 180 days. I was like, why are you even concerned with another country's
and their
laws?
Requirements?
But that was neither here nor there. And then she thought that we were going to be overstaying the 180 days. And it wasn't. Like, it was correct. I made sure it was within the allowance. And we had to correct her because she was just straight wrong.
Yeah.
So, be careful. And, we have definitely heard about people being imprisoned. When we landed in Mexico, because this was when Mexico were becoming really, really strict, we saw people, they had a holding place in the airport at the border, and we saw people, like, there was a lot of people in that room. A lot of people in that room. Do not play these listen, these prisons in these non-Western countries are not the same as a prison. It's not your luxury hotel that they might as well be in, like some of these UK, US prisons. No, we need to be careful. Don't mess with them laws.
And I would add to that, make sure your energy and attitude and your mindset right.
The way you carry yourself matters.
Make sure your mentality is right. Think positive thoughts. I'm gonna get through. I'm gonna be fine.
I think the thing is as well, because more people are doing the nomadic thing and moving abroad and trying to maximize tourist visas like never before, countries are becoming a lot more strict. And this is a huge hot topic in Mexico in particular. And a lot of people will do border runs. So they'll, maximize their tourist visa and then say, cool, well, I'm just going to go to the neighboring country for a few days and then come back. And you have to remember, when you visit a country, no border agent has to let you into the country. It's not an entitlement. It is at their discretion as to whether they let you in, and for any reason you can be refused. For any reason, whether you've done anything right or not, even just the way you're dressed, the way you look, they can make a decision.
That's another thing.
Whether or not you like it.
That's another thing. When in relation to the first point in culture and customs, when you go to certain immigration offices, you have to dress appropriately.
Yes.
In Thailand, it is expected that you dress respectfully.
You don't wear shorts.
You don't wear short sleeves.
Yeah, we saw people get rejected and turned
just
away.
Because of their attire.
Yeah.
So you have to be mindful of what the requirements are. Very important. But I think you should dress decent anyway when you're traveling and going to a form of customs.
You've got to rely on people hoping that they will let you into their country. Yeah, you have to
present yourself respectfully
to a certain extent.
Simple. Next one.
Number 3, isolating yourself.
You better make people know where you are, where you're going, and also have a community. Before you go to a new place, jump in them Facebook groups. You're great at that.
Expat in insert country, and then even deeper than that, expat in insert city, neighborhood even.
Make big connections before you
women in, solo travelers in, families in. Find all them Facebook groups, find the WhatsApp groups. You need to make yourself known. No man is an island. This journey cannot be done by yourself. It cannot. It is too difficult to do it by yourself.
It's too dangerous.
And that part.
To do it by yourself.
You need
the world is a beautiful and for large parts of it safe place, but at the same time, in every country there are, the idiot.
It's even just potential for things to go wrong. It's not even necessarily about being a threat, being threatened by people or being in danger from other people. It's even just things that can go wrong for yourself, like health issues. Like if you're a solo traveler and you have an accident, who's going to check on you? Who's going to know if you don't show your face in 3, 4, 5 days? Is anyone going to notice that you're not around?
Yeah, that's the thing.
You need to make sure that people know your whereabouts. And that goes for keeping in touch with your family and friends at home.
Having a tracker on your phone so they can tell the live location.
But also developing a community wherever you go is a must. Like I think back to when you were in the hospital, Taji, because it was COVID times, Taji couldn't be in the hospital. She couldn't stay. And if we didn't have the community that we had, which we had literally only built a few weeks prior, if we didn't have that community, like I don't know where Taji would have stayed during that time. We would have had to have relied on strangers.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful for our friends who were there for us during the time we needed it most.
Yeah, man.
So community for me is up there with income.
Of course, there's only 2 other sections to our lives that I think is we need to work on, and that's the income and community. Yeah. That's it. There's no other section I need to work on.
Good.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start the sustainability aspect of it, and then I'm gonna have the community too. What more do you need? I'm good.
Screen, please. Number 4, not learning the local language.
Listen, British people, someone who you just need to take your finger out your ass, because listen, I don't like how someone will go on, because you think that you go to another person's country and you expect them to speak English.
Yeah, no.
Man, you need a backhand with knuckles.
I find it so strange when people are like, they've been in a country for like 3, 5, 10 years and they can't speak a word of the language. I'm like, mad? How do you function?
Well, go on, right? It's the disrespect. Charlie.
The thing is, it's disrespectful.
They're highly disrespectful.
And I'm like, when I see people and they talk down to people who speak English as a second language, I'm like, do you know how intelligent you have to be to speak multiple languages?
Oh my goodness. You open up more of your brain and you have the audacity with your limited one-dimensional mind to actually look down on someone who's actually attempting to speak another language.
Exactly. Nah, it's not okay. Don't do that. Don't do that. The thing is, you're missing out as well. Like when people talk about safety and how friendly locals are, they are going to open up to you more if you try to communicate in their language. Whenever we try to speak the language, people appreciate it so much. You can literally see the joy in their faces. Like, oh, you can speak some Spanish? Wow. Like sometimes then they start reeling off and rattling, and I'm like, hey, okay, a little bit, not that much. But it's cool, it's nice. Like people are so much nicer to you and they're more open when they see you even just making an attempt.
And the thing that is universal is everyone understands when you can't speak a certain language, they revert to the one universal language we all speak, which is body language. All of us do it. All of us do it. So we go to the shop and be like, what's the name for this thing? And we're looking around, we can describe it to her. Like, and she's like, oh, yeah. Okay. I'm like, all right, thank you. Yeah. Body language is 80% of communication. Do that.
Get out Google Translate if you must, but don't do the whole I'm gonna expect speak English.
Nah, get out DeepL.
Don't do that.
Google Translate DeepL, fam.
Number 5.
Yeah, man.
Not having travel insurance. Yeah, I do. Hey, travel, emergency medical as a minimum. Do not forget.
Listen, before you book a flight, just book the travel insurance. That's the first thing. Don't book any flight without travel insurance.
Things are gonna happen.
Things are going to happen.
Like
life is gonna happen.
Like we've been doing this for over 5 years, and we can literally count on like one hand how many times we've had to claim, thankfully. We're going through our second claim at the moment, but things do happen.
This is life.
Things do happen, it's life. AJ was in hospital the end of 2020. We had to spend up front over 5,000 UK pounds.
Yeah.
Over 5,000 UK pounds. When you have an emergency situation and you go to the hospital in Mexico, I can't speak for the other countries, we've never had to do it anywhere else, but at least in Mexico, they want to make sure that you can pay. I think especially coming from a British point of view, we have to remember that, you know, we have free healthcare, which obviously isn't free because you pay for it through the through your national insurance, but essentially it feels very free. It feels very free. So when you go to another country, they want to make sure that you can pay. And so they will ask for payment up front.
Yeah, before seeing you.
Especially in an emergency, because they're like, fam, we don't know if you're going to make it out alive. So we want to make sure we got our money. So, and because AJ needed blood transfusion, so normally they would take one big card payment from you, which was like 2.5K. But because AJ needed a blood transfusion, they were like, yeah, that 2.5K ain't going to be enough.
Yeah.
You're going to go through this money, 5K. £5,000. So yeah, it was a lot, and that hit us quite hard financially, because we did not expect that, and we had insurance, and that was with us having insurance, so we got it back. We did get everything back that we spent, thankfully, but imagine if we didn't have insurance, we would have been out of pocket £5,000.
Don't do anything until you book your insurance. It's as simple as that.
And even then, our luggage, we had luggage go missing, literally just a couple months ago. Still going through it. That's the second claim.
If you know British Airways people, then let them solve.
No, British Airways have paid now.
Oh yes.
But it took how long? It took them like 2 months. It's Safety Wing, we're now waiting for our insurance. So the insurance will pay out, but it just takes time. So you need to be prepared for the fact that even when you have insurance, you need to have emergency money to cover you while you're waiting for these claims to go through. But things do happen, so it can end up being very, very costly. It is expensive, like to have insurance. You can spend hundreds of pounds a month. Our travel insurance is about £8 a month, but in the long term, it's if things go wrong, it is worth it.
You're gonna be grateful that you have it.
That part. All right, number six is staying in tourist spots.
Hey, Charlie. And looking like I'm dressing and just doing very baked touristic things, man.
I don't even mean that doing the tourist things, but I just feel like when I've heard, oh my gosh, there was, I'm in a group at the moment, and this woman came with her American dollars and her American money,
an American mindset,
and is just overpaying for things. And because I guess a lot of people, when they move to a country, they have a tourist mindset. They haven't converted to, this is the place that I'm going to live, and I need to think in local currency. So say for a ride that would cost us 50 Mexican pesos, which is like £2 ish, she's been paying like 500 Mexican pesos, and then paying a tip on top of that. Like £25 plus tip for a taxi ride around town. Like, but the thing is, and then I'm hearing other people that are like, why are all these taxi drivers charging so much? Why are they charging so much? Why are they charging so much? And then it's like, I only ever paid this much. Where are you getting them from? And then they're showing us on the map that they're living 2 minutes away from the beach. And it's like, well, you're staying in a tourist place.
Why would you, that's like
prime
real estate.
Those are people with money.
I mean, you got it.
To spend.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Do the thing. That's totally fine. If that's what you came for, do that. But don't complain about it.
If you're living in a country, that is one quick way to spend your money fast.
In 1 month.
Listen, don't do that. You need to think as a local. Like I've heard people say, even like, forget your home currency. Like, don't convert at all. Don't think, oh, this is £10.
Yeah, I don't convert.
This is don't convert. Just learn how things are supposed to be priced,
and that's why
and
you
act accordingly.
That is why you actually get involved with the cultural norms. Because once you get involved with cultural norms, you know what's required and what's normal, what's expected, and what the locals pay. And understand, I don't want to pay what the locals pay because I understand that I am a privileged resident in a country. So therefore, if something costs the local 20 pesos, I'm gonna pay 30, 40 pesos because I'm coming from a more privileged.
There is some privilege, and we have to recognize
and I recognize that, but I'm not going to be extorted. When you start talking 3-4 times the amount that locals are paying, then no, you have to become more smart and just logical about things. So, guys, and another thing, don't get taxi from taxi ranks. If the country is set up whereby you can get taxis from other places, like on the road, get taxis from on the road.
Majority of, I don't know if there's any places that aren't set up like that, but taxis are like across the world have been like the biggest pains. Yeah, that we've experienced, and they're all the same. Basically, you just don't pick up sitting taxis. Like,
no, because they're waiting to extort.
Yeah,
that's what you coined, waiting to extort, and I love it. Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's it. That's my 6 things that I think most people are making mistakes on when they move abroad. So yeah, anything else, guys, that you think that I missed, let us know, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys.
Peace.